All right, we are back for hour three of our coverage of the Best in the Desert Silver State 300. This hour of coverage is brought to you by Baja Racing Supply. Be sure to go to BajaRacingSupply.com. Check them out for all your parts you need for your pre-runners, race cars, anything they sell. Shocks, they got leaf springs, wheels, tires, seats, seat belts, anything you need. Go check out Baja Racing Supply and buy some parts from them. All right. Let's look at our map. We got everybody's out on course now. Everyone has started for sure. The leaders are pretty much the same as they've been. Haven't seen any change here. Jason Voss is still out front. He started out front. He's been out front all day. So he's hanging out there. He's about mile 140. So almost about halfway through the race. So halfway through the race, it's been about 2.5 hours. Halfway through, probably going to be about another 2.5. Probably looking right around 5 hours. It's going to be the magic number of the winner. It's going to be around 5 hours for this race. So it'll probably be done about 5:30 or so would be my guess at the time. So we got Voss out front. We got Lofton still running in second. We got Bean running in the Graf truck in third. And then you got Clyde Stacy, Justin Matney. Justin Matney is driving. It's the four-wheel drive Geyser RPM truck in fourth place. They have a bit of a gap, those guys now, as you can see. Some of these other guys just, I don't know what happened here, but they pulled a big gap. I didn't really see anything weird happen. CJ Hutchins here, he's running up there with these guys, just a little bit behind them. But a lot of these other guys kind of fell back here. I was trying to see if there was a roadblock, but I didn't see any of them be at 0 miles an hour anywhere. So I don't exactly know what happened to make these guys fall back as much as they did. But they definitely have a little bit of a gap to the leader now. Our next corrected time updates is going to be up here at pit 4 at race mile 150. So it'll be interesting to see the corrected times once they come in and see what the updates are there. If we go back and look at mile 100, so we had Jason Voss was in the lead, and then Justin Lofton was in second. On corrected time, he was less than 30 seconds behind him. So this is going to be a pretty close race all the way to the finish, just like we had thought. Then behind him by about less than a minute was Justin Matney. So Matney was only about 1 minute and 20 seconds off of Jason Voss at mile 100 on corrected time. So keep an eye on those. Then you had, like I said, Bean was actually fourth on corrected time, even though he's running third on the road. Then Carl Beal, this is the number 69. I still haven't found out for sure who's driving. Maybe one of you guys watching this hour knows. Does anybody know if Dale Dondell is the driver of that truck? I believe he is, and he is staying on pace very well, so it's got to be Dondell. I'm just going with Dondell at this point. If I'm wrong, we'll correct it later. But I'm saying that's Dondell in there for now. So pretty close race there. If we go look at class 1500, you had CJ, as you saw, he had a gap, and then the next three guys, look at this, they're all within a minute of each other. So you got Pat Dean, Bob Lofton, and then Sam Barry, all within seconds of each other for the second, third, and fourth spot. So that's quite a good battle going on in Class 1. There's only 8 of them total, but the top 4 here, even 5, are within a couple minutes. So that's a pretty good battle there. Then the 6100 class, these are all pretty close too. So you can see there's only 4 cars that have been by mile 100 so far. You have Terry Householder is actually leading. That's Adam Householder's old trophy truck that won this race on this race course. So Householder is being pretty dominant. I guess that truck likes this course, I guess. He's already got a 3-minute lead, which is quite a bit when you look. The rest of these guys are within a minute of each other, a minute and a half maybe of each other, 2, 3, and 4. So Bobby Pecoy, that's a Desert Assassins truck. He's second place on time at mile 100. So that's the 6100 class. Then we can go look at one of the other classes we wanted to check on. We'll look at the UTVs. They're starting to get a little bit more into the race now. So we got the leader, the 951, Mitch Guthrie. He pretty much wins all the time, it seems like. I see his name on the top quite a bit for the UTV class. So he's having a good race. He's out front physically. Then you got Derek Murray. You hear that name a lot too. They're up there. Then you got a couple more. It's starting to get bunched up back here. So that's the UTV what is that? That's the unlimited class, I think, or whatever that class. They have so many UTV classes now, I don't even know the difference between them all. So the UTV Turbo is that class. So that's the UTV Turbos. Those are the fastest ones apparently, because they are the first and they're the farthest along on the course. So let's hide those, and then let's look at the UTV Pro class, where they're going to be back a little bit. So they're back here. So you got the 1800 and the 1900s both in the same class. So I don't know why they did that. Maybe they ran out of numbers or something, but they have them both combined on this tracking here. So according to this, you got Mike Delay is out front, and let's see, the next car is going to be that one there, Madeline. I'm not really familiar with a lot of these people here, so there is a lot. I mean, look at all those in that class. There's quite a few. So that's the second. That might even be the biggest UTV class. Let's see, the Turbo. No, Turbo is definitely the biggest. So the Turbo class is definitely the biggest. And then the Pro is the next biggest. So that's those. Let's see, what other class do we want to look at? We can look at the 7200s maybe. Let's see where they're at. Where's the top 7200? They're going to be blue. So still Al Hogan. We checked on them a little earlier. Al Hogan's running first, and then Cameron Steele. I need to ask Cameron, who's driving this truck, is in second place. The 7216 here. That's a pretty good battle still going on between those two trucks. So that's what we got going on there. But other than that, the race is just going along. They're halfway through. Not much to report. We did see that Ray Griffith was down in pit 2 for a while. They were trying to figure out what his oil pressure problem was, and it ended up just being a bad sensor. So that's good. I'm glad that that wasn't a pump that I built that had a problem. So the sensor was just bad, which means he actually didn't have a problem at all. So he could have just kept going. So that's kind of a bummer. But when you see low oil pressure, that's always something you want to check out, because that will end your day really quick. So good news for him. It just seemed like a sensor, nothing wrong with the motor. So he's still going. He's back on course, and we will let you know if we hear anything else with that situation. Otherwise, we'll be back at 4 o'clock with the next update. But real quick, once again, you got Jason Voss, Justin Lofton, Bean, and Matney are your top 4, running away from the crowd a little bit here. We'll be back in an hour.